Let's go around the table and you can all tell me whom you're having affairs with.
Sigourney Weaver and Hope Davis star in Infamous as the society divas Babe Paley and Slim Keith, who are part of Truman Capote's tight-knit circle of confidantes known as the Swans. Sigourney and Hope talk about the research they did to play these celebrated women by reading Slim's memoirs, Memoirs of a Rich and Imperfect Life, and meeting their relatives.
She wrote a very interesting book about her life and all of the people that she encountered, and everyone she dined with or talked to on the phone was very famous, and she included scads of photos about herself, of all of her friends, and so we kind of had everything we needed in that one book.
Yeah, there wasn't too much film about Babe Paley. I was able to meet with her daughter, who said that she, for instance, put her makeup on before she even left her room every morning. Even her husband and children didn't see her without makeup, which
says a lot.
Yes, that's why I had to really stretch to play this part.
Infamous shows a decadent time in the 1950s filled with long, lazy lunches at posh restaurants and fancy cocktail parties. The ladies got into the spirit while shooting the film.
We did have champagne cocktails one night in a lovely hotel suite in Austin, Texas, where we shot the movie, and sat around and had lovely chit-chat, and it was wonderful.
I grew up in New York, and my mother used to take me occasionally to these restaurants for lunch, not as glamorous, but that's a whole New York that I think has faded somewhat. Those great restaurants, which again they kind of created in Austin on the soundstage, and that was a whole era of New York society. I imagine it still exists, but certainly probably not for ourselves.
Yeah.
Sigourney has also attended a few of those parties throughout her career and even had the opportunity to meet the real Capote at one of them. She says she's glad to have referenced the younger Truman, played by Toby Jones, at a time in his life when he was happy rather than meeting Capote in his later melancholy years.
I met him actually, and Slim Keith at the same party, and they both sort of peered up at me with their huge dark glasses on, and it's interesting to look back. When I met him, he was, it was toward the end of his life. He certainly wasn't merry, and he kind of looked at me, I'm so happy that I got a chance to sort of get to know the younger Truman with everything ahead of him, with all of that talent and all of that passion and all of that gaiety and style, because I never knew anyone but the later Truman.
Infamous opens Friday.